I told him that I don't belong to the future of the sport. Right? That's what
Yeah, and I disagreed, and we debated it a little bit.
What?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean...
Kicking Smush's ass.
No, I'm not talking about arm wrestling. Like, as an organizer, promoter, I don't belong, Like, I'm purist.
Yeah.
So I don't belong.
Maybe the most purist.
Yeah, but
I think.
that's why I don't belong,
Why?
Because I would have to give up on my principles. I don't think that I'm acceptable as I am.
Really?
What?
Do you not think that within that kind of situation, as the sport evolves, there will always be differing viewpoints? There will always be...
I think there is a certain way of this thing, It doesn't matter what kind of thing it is. And I don't think that if it is about the business, I would see myself more fitting to WAF than fitting to future of arm wrestling in professional way. I think that it, like, for rating, understand?
Yes.
That there are like things are necessary. I don't like to do things that I don't like, and it is not my way to doing it. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even now, I mean, I think that I'm as flexible. I'm more flexible than I have ever been.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I think you've evolved.
Yeah.
Do you think that's do you think that's just natural because of age?
No.
Or do you think it's exposure?
It is because of the thing that I am doing, it to be successful.
Yeah.
You understand? So there are, like, that is not me, and people still finds me not flexible. Like, he's so strict about his principles, And but this is as flexible as I mean more flexible than I have ever been. Yeah.
Do you think there's also, by that same token, though, a section of people out there for whom you would be that you are the champion of their opinion? You are the person that lack of flexibility.
No, there are a lot of people like this way as well.
Yeah.
But I don't see that someone who is like me should be in charge of, like, someone who is flexible, really flexible, naturally flexible, can work with people like me and people like different way.
Yes.
While I am more on my way. Like, so there is a future for me to be part of it, but not as someone who's running the business. I don't think so, because it will require, things that which are against my principles, and I can put my principles front of the growth of arm wrestling. So when that time comes, I should just step aside, then thinking that the things should be going in the way I would like it to go. So, do you understand?
Yes, I do. I do think it's very important, though. I wanted to pick up on the thing you said first, where I'm not a part of the future of arm wrestling. Or I told James that I wouldn't be part of the future of arm wrestling.
I can be as an individual.
Yes, I think what I'm getting at, mate, is the voice, your perspective, your view, the principles, the manner in which you like to see things done. I think there is always a necessity for the balance. So for you to feed that in, and feed it in with the passion that you do, I don't think is a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But I'm just saying I can be a part of it, maybe, but not the one that like should be running the thing. You understand?
Yeah.
And like because I want, like for example, I rejected like $50,000 sponsorship from a casino because gambling is
Yeah, I understand. It's against your
against
religion.
my belief. So like so what I'm just saying. I mean, we can still find different sponsors, but I don't know where it is gonna go. And all I'm just saying that if if the things need to go in a different direction,
Mhm.
I won't be part of it, and I won't stop it.
Yeah.
But I will step aside. You understand? Step aside. Like I won't be like I will not make things like I will not let my principle to stop the growth of arm wrestling. You understand?
Yes.
If that is the necessity, you know.
So I want to come back to this again and revisit it later on, mate. But I also want to take some steps back and just, I'd like for people to hear the story of East versus West from an early stage. So we spoke the other night in the restaurant, and you were saying that you were sort of a little disenchanted with arm wrestling because you obviously are a person who is very precise, and you've been one of the most successful arm wrestlers of all time by on any measure. As a young man, across various weight categories, you started your career in 55 kilos, 60 kilos, 65 kilos, 70 kilos, 75 kilos, and truth be known, you also continued to arm wrestle throughout that period of time against far bigger opponents. You set yourself very high targets. As you got older, as many arm wrestlers have, you drifted more away from the sport and you weren't as heavily involved in arm wrestling in the way that you had been. COVID came and arm wrestling was struggling, really struggling.
Yeah. And then someday you called me. You called me and you said, Engin, things are not going well for arm wrestling, and let's cheer the community up, you said. And then I said, yeah, whatever necessary, let's do it, you know, because I also told today to James that, I mean, I owe arm wrestling. Like, I owe arm wrestling. You know,
Why?
I mean, my whole life was with arm wrestling. I made living by arm wrestling. I calculated, like, without the professional events, only from government, I think I made $600,000 or $700,000, you know, from arm wrestling. And I'm talking about the government awards for all those years winning Europeans, wars, and that is not like like right now. Since I was 40, now I'm 50. I have been getting retirement salary because of being an exceptional champion. Yeah, and that is arm wrestling is not something for me to use. Arm wrestling is like a, how to say, arm wrestling is like, how to say, like something to be like grateful, faithful. You understand? Like I feel like I can't, if I'm needed, I can't ignore. You understand? I feel like a duty, you know. Yeah. And the reason that I also, like a lot of people have problem with the management of WAF or something, but like WAF is the World Arm Wrestling Federation, and I see WAF like a father house. You understand? Like management, 20, like it was Bob O'Leary, then it was like
Perici Barandas.
yeah, Frank Bean,
Yeah.
not Frank Bean, the Fred Roy was there, and then after that Asen, and so I mean people will come and go, but the WAP is very important thing, you know. And so yeah, so you said that yeah, there is nothing going on, and then we did those presence of greatness with Devon, John, I, and you, and then somehow I kind of got back you remember how active I was on Northeast message boards.
Yeah.
And then I get away for some other reasons that I don't want to talk about, but mostly politics and my country things, the military coup happened here and many other things, happen. And so, and then I start to, you remember the first East was organized by the donations, GoFundMe, money people donated. And I organized on June 12, 2021, but maybe you remember before that, I did on March and April the best 78 kilo
I did.
match, and
It
I
was
had
wonderful.
Also, Irakli versus Sacho, also super match. Mazgan versus Bojidar super match. I versus Viorel, Andrei Cipriano versus Vasily Davutashvili, and many super matches like this. We did two events, and then I wanted to do like more East versus West, and then Tasashins came, Sarah Beckman came, and Matt Mass came, if you remember. I pulled Arthur Makarov,
Yeah.
Hermes versus Matt Tatashins versus Zolev Hajimurat, and it was a very successful event. And like I never ever had any kind of plan or any kind of thinking that someday I would organize an arm wrestling. Not to organize an arm wrestling event, but to become an organizer.
To become a promoter.
Because my friend Mehmet Çolak always said, Engin, like, can we do something here that I would sponsor? I said, okay, I can bring them. If you remember,
Yes,
John Burzing, Arsen Lelev, Travis Arsen Lelev, and like things like that. I did it, but I never ever had such plan. So then I started to do that, and then people said this is a wonderful event for the East vs. West one, and I realized that it couldn't go with the donations or something. And then I remember asking Levin, like, and they suggested Core Sports. I was planning to do something like pay-per-view way, but it happened to be Core Sports. It could be some other platform as well. And then we start organizing, but like King of the Table was organized, if you remember, like 3 matches, 4 matches, But that I don't know how, but I can't stop myself. Like, people tells me to organize less matches in one event. listen, listen. I barely stop myself. You understand?
I know.
If people says go ahead and we have time, if majority said, it would end up 25 matches. You understand? But in that venue, last Saturday, East vs. 15, there were a lot of people that they were not really arm wrestling related people, and there was one of the lady from Switzerland. And
this is the people whom you'll be organising an event with, yeah?
Yes, yes. And she said it was 6.5 hours, and I didn't even realize how it passed. This is 6.5 hours of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it means arm wrestling has potential. It's not that only we are enjoying.
No.
And so we have the potential, and like a lot of people call me like dictator or something because of having contracts, but like during the pandemic, wild stop, pile stop, nobody did anything, and then we started to do, when people saw it's successful, of course they wanted to get involved, but this is like business world, and I knew that, like, listen, until that point, I didn't do any contract. I didn't, even with Devon, nothing, Athletes knew, I promised, they know Engin's gonna do whatever he promised. But I realized one thing, that athletes would be divided again, 6 there, 5 there. And the contracts that I did was, in my opinion, exact opposite way of the contracts that was done in the past. My contracts just made sure that these guys stay together. And I believe that if we just get divided again like that, 7 guys there, 6 guys there, trust me, arm wrestling is just going now. Trust me, with the same speed it will go down like this. It's not going to happen because we have the contracts. But but I'm just saying, fans got so used to seeing all these guys together. If they know that Michael Todd and Hermes will not pull ever, because one is constructed that league, one is constructed that league. Trust me, we will not have the power that we have now. We will not have the bright future that we see right now. So we are strong, but if we are all together, if we are divided, we are not strong. I believe in synergy. All my arm wrestling success is up to, like, it's dependent on synergy, or the coordination of the muscle groups, everything. You understand? Like, some guys can coordinate a few muscle groups, some guys can coordinate all of them. And even if you just judge those muscle groups one on one, even if I am not better than my opponent in total, but just because when you coordinate more muscle groups and the opponent is as strong as his weakest link on the chain. So that is, I believe, the same coordination that, like, who is the best announcer? Neil Pickup. Understand? Who is the guy that is working so hard on the social media? Raymond Liepians. Understand? Like Travis, big fan. Who's our biggest superstar? Is Devon Larratt. Who is the most respected athlete? John Brzezinski. Like, who are the majority of the top guys? Guys from East. But they were not known because in WAF they were not that famous. So what we did is we just decided to work together for the future of our sport. And that was an agreement that we did with each other, because, like, we have no chance other than working all together. Yeah. Otherwise, trust me, right now everything looks bright, and it can become dark again. Just trust my word.
When you look at yourself within arm wrestling now, and East versus West, the promotion, the organisation, do you feel as excited about arm wrestling as a promoter, as an organiser in this role, as you did when you were competing in the sport? Because whenever I watch an event, I can always see the anticipated stresses, the concern, the worry that the graphics right on the back, or the worry that the sound is coming out, or the live feed.
That's also coming from my passion.
Yes.
But just only my responsibility is there. So what I'm just saying, that there is two guys are watching that event. Arm wrestling fan ENGIN and the organizer.
Arm wrestling fan ENGIN can't be crushed, because so many times I look out from where I'm sat and there's a banger of a match happening. And you're as intently watching that match and smiling your ass off every single time.
I don't think in that room there was about 500 people, and I don't think in that room anyone was as happy as I am.
No.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm like I'm like a fan that went there, like, and enjoying more than anyone else. Like, you can be sure. I love it because I understand what I'm seeing, and I love what I'm seeing. I love arm wrestling, and then there is nothing better than this. Like, it is the best representation of arm wrestling. Like the chess game that Tatachings and Kanayi played, that was a chess game.
Okay.
Yeah, and how stubborn Kanayi was, and how Tad was working,
Yep.
like, to find a way to win. It was incredible. But I am doing, people don't realize, and I know I have a lot of haters, and they don't realize they are so much focused on my mistakes, you understand? And when you do good things all the time, after some time it gets like normal, because we are in a time that everything is like fast use. Like, even the food is fast food, you understand? You watch it, you get bored, and you understand?
Yes.
That time, but like
low attention span.
Yeah,
everything has to be quick.
But they need to realize that, like, they have something very important and very good. and so I'm whenever I watch it as an organizer, then different engine come in there. You can see that smile, and then suddenly you see that same guy is switching to someone crazy. Same way, I'm like, did you see that? How great! And it was like, why is that graphic like that? And then like I'm like, why the foul, like red spot didn't come in the circle for foul? Because like we can't make mistake, because we are representing right now. We are representing right now the highest level of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You understand? If I was not organizer, I wouldn't care about that. I care about what's happening on the table.
Yeah.
But right now, like, I can't make mistake, because people buy pay-per-view, people wants to be proud of their sports representation. So I have that responsibility. Yeah. So it is not my ego. You understand? It's not my ego. It is because I want to do my job as good as possible. Yeah. And you're also a perfectionist. I know you. Yeah, you want to do everything so professional, everything. So it is not because, I mean, if I'm not going to be bothered by this as an organizer, who's gonna be? You understand? I need to be that person, Yeah.
I want to look at we always talk about the next one, the next one, the next one, the biggest one, the best one. But if you look at each of the individual East versus West cards that have been, certainly from, I'm going to say like 6 up, in each of those, was it 6? Where was the one where Ron Bath, Anzurab?
2.
But it's that 2. Oh my word. So 2 up. There's been magnificent matches throughout.
Mm.
If you had to pick a card for viewers to go back and watch, so people can go back and check them out, if you can put, and I know you're great at memorising stuff, which is why I'm asking you, matches from each of the East versus West cards that were your personal favourites.
I need to
make
it will take some time.
That's all right, son. Where are you going?
I mean, even from this event, I would do Tatachin Skanai.
You loved that, didn't you?
Yeah,
you did.
Reno Sago.
That was great.
Yeah, Reno Sago.
That was a great match.
Yeah, and yeah, Michael Gennady was good also, but I don't know if I would choose it for all time best, but Samusha versus Aydarhan for sure. And I mean, I'm a fan of every John Brzezinski match if he won.
You know, one that sticks out in my mind as well.
I hate.
And the look on it. What about when we Alex Kadetcher and Morozov?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What a James is behind the camera there nodding. And what a match! What a match! That was a match.
Good, yeah, and it was the main event. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There has been very good matches. Yeah. I think one round of Karolina versus Olga Terpolova. Yeah, Terpolova. Sorry. Was also good. Yeah. Sasha versus Samusha was very good too.
Mega,
yeah. Many of those great matches. I mean, I there are many on my mind, but like to make a card with this, you understand? So I can't. I don't want to say
greatest hits.
Yeah, I don't want
of East versus West.
Yeah, the Neil pickup. Nobody describes things or names things better than this guy does, for sure. That
would be good for Christmas, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Jody called me, give me new nickname, Turkish Delight, and it doesn't. I know it doesn't fit, but your Enigma Rage and Angry Turk, yeah, it fits, yeah.
What about Jerry Cadaret
and Svetko?
Gennady.
Oh yeah.
That was
I will
another
tell you something. Gennady,
absolute. I thought Jerry was going to die.
Jerry versus Svetko match took almost an hour.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it was the last match of the 16 match.
It was one of those where you
And-
couldn't
and-
believe how Georgia wasn't finishing that match.
Yeah, but
It
but
was
I,
like-
I was like I had no emotions left because the whole card. I think there was Petrenko versus John there, Ongarbe versus Michael was there, and I don't know. No. Petrenko versus John was East versus 5. Yeah. I think John versus Irakli was there 3-2 match. Yeah. And yeah, there are many of them, but I don't know which one to choose. This event, Alijan versus Matsushenko round 1, that is one of those moments that time stopped. When they were in hook. I mean, I don't know why I think that time stopped that moment. It is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then
What's happening?
Matushenko and Alijan, and that they went inside and they were not going. They were not able to go. Nothing was moving. Like I just wanted to, like, pause, and then please guys stay like this. You understand? It was like because like historical moments because Matushenko is incredible, Alijan is incredible, and they were. If one would just directly dominate the other one, it wouldn't be. But once you saw that the power is this like similar way, and you just don't want that moment to end. When the match ended, like I was sad, not because Alijan won. I'm organizer. I can pick sides, but like I would be so happy if they stay like this 3 minutes or 5 minutes.
Sometimes when you look at it now, mate, do you think to yourself, do you give yourself a bit of a reality check pinch and check, whoa, what's going on? Because the other night when we were in there, when Devon pulled Laban here and the buzz around the place beforehand from the people that had come to watch the show, you could feel it. It was very special.
Yeah, round 1, the same thing happened. When Devon stopped and they were not moving
Took
anywhere.
Laban's wrist.
Yeah, they were not moving like this, like it stayed. And I was like, is this real? Like, it's really happening? Is it real? Like, it's just like I don't even know what I was thinking. I was just shocked with what I saw because that is not something I expected. Levan goes and they won't stop somewhere here. That is more expected. But when it is at the center stopped, like same as like Alijan and Matushenko in the center, I was just like round 1, and we didn't even know whose endurance was better, who was gonna guess out, and I was like, okay, what's happening?
What do you think, or do you think now is a unique time in some respects? Because if a sport grows, and as it grows, it's positive that it grows and it gets bigger, but there is a special time in any sport where it's very accessible, you know what I mean? And I think right now, arm wrestling, for fans of the sport, is very accessible, and it's very evident. When they come here, there's been some very special moments for fans of the sport who've come to watch East versus West. And I always think, I personally really like seeing the reaction when they can come. Say you go to, I don't know.
You know how I say this never happened. Like really, we had like even our spectators were arm wrestlers.
Yeah.
There was that moment. Right now, people who has nothing to do with arm wrestling are just traveling from Europe, from England, Holland. They are traveling to watch an arm wrestling event, and they are
can see Devon Lara, and he's right there.
Yeah.
Levan Saganashvili, walk up to him, talk to him. It's very accessible. A fan can come, and everyone, the whole cast of characters that you'll see at the table are right there. And that's quite a unique thing, isn't it? If you went to
but
Formula One, you wouldn't meet the drivers. If you went to watch the ATP tennis, you're not going to see the players. You're not going to go to UFC and meet all the fighters right there. It doesn't happen.
Will it be the same when we reach the mainstream?
There you go. This is what I'm getting at.
You tell me. You are the one who's involved with the mainstream.
Honestly, I don't think so.
Me neither. Maybe
I think it becomes different. I think the more success, the bigger it gets, the more
distance.
Yes, and I do think right now is kind of like a golden. What do you think, James?
I agree, 100%. It does get extremely tricky, just because you need to protect the athletes, and that's the only reason.
I don't think that's the only reason, but it is the thing when things get more serious. Yeah, and also the way that I look at arm wrestling is so emotional. Like I see arm wrestling world like my family, and when they come here, I make sure that like we are having, good time. We are all together. I didn't present this like a war. I presented this like you see like all the build up, like we go and have fun, we joke, we laugh and things like that. And we need to remember, and we also like we are aware of that we are in the same boat, and we need each other to reach the main targets. Yeah, but when we all reach the main target, I think more, I shouldn't say, but maybe you know the better word because it's not my own language, more selfishness or more thinking of yourself than thinking of, because you are already there now, everyone will think of themselves more than the common goal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It could well be that sometimes you don't stop long enough to think, wow, this is actually a very special time in the sport.
Do you remember the Northeast Message Days?
Yes.
Like all the superstars in the same forum.
Yeah.
We talking, chatting every day. But even after YouTube, even there is no platform that we daily write anymore. Even when I started arm wrestling, ENGIN, John and ENGIN it was, if you remember at the beginning. Like John was riding, Devon was riding, this guy was riding. Message boards in the Northeast, Cliff Dean, Sharon Ramez, Rambat, Cobra, even like we were there, and like Devon was there, everyone was there, all the arm wrestlers, we were just so connected to each other. But now we are more still connected, but a bit in our own ways,
Yes.
You understand? And
especially where social media's created that, hasn't it? Because everybody's got their own story that goes away from here. We all go out, and then everybody will be doing their own story and their own life, and they're doing their own things. But it's being documented all the time to a crazy extent. No one more so
Can I
than
ask
Devon.
you something?
Yeah.
Did I, like, you know me around 30 years?
Yes.
Yeah, for 30 years. How much did I change?
Are you kidding? Loads.
You think?
Oh, God.
But when I say what did it change with me?
Less aggressive for one.
But was I aggressive even outside of the table?
Not with me.
No, I understand. But outside of the table, like, I was arm wrestling, and then, like, what was...
You're far
but maybe...
more secular, more focused. So you could clearly see that you were very upset. You came to do a job. You didn't mix. You would mix with very few people.
Am I not the same? I think I'm still doing it the East Coast West.
No.
The same thing, on a mission.
No, you're more... No, you're much more... you speak to much more people.
More
You're forced to do that.
More socialized?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also more... Yeah, less hard-edged. You'll always be a very straight-laced guy. You're not a fun, jovial guy. It's not you. The real you is you're thinking about things, you're trying to further things, you're quite exacting. You look for... Your arm wrestling was always very precise, very exacting.
But my organizer way is different.
When you're in the organising role,
I'm doing business, you understand, right now?
Yeah, there are some similarities when you're in the organising role. Yeah. Some similarities when you're in the organising role. There's definitely a carryover. But a lot more mellow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because of the age?
Yeah.
Or is it because of I'm doing something different? Because when I do arm wrestling, I don't have to police anyone, you understand? Like, there are rules, I go compete, and I do.
You're still like that now?
I do
Definitely
for
like that now,
myself.
but you're more mellow. You're a lot more mellow.
Even when I'm competing, you are saying.
Yes.
But I'm not really competing.
You were
like,
sometimes you got to the point in when you were competing where you were pure, unadulterated bonfire, rage, gone,
yeah, it's probably
absolutely gone. You'd got you, and you'd just go, and you weren't bothered about anything. You were just in an absolute. You're in your own world. You're in your own bubble, and you didn't come out of it. And you didn't come out. You weren't. A lot of people might be in the bullpen and they'd be walking round, and they'd be conversing with people, talking with people, not as connected to the okay, what's coming next. You were never that guy. You were very, very blinkered and very
for my targets, right?
big
My
time.
goal. Yeah.
And your face was very, very hard edged. Not you couldn't be distracted, you couldn't be swayed. You never saw you having conversations in the bullpen. You never saw you back there talking to people. You might go up and say, oh, what was it? You might ask a technical question that's going to give you an advantage in a match or lead you into something, but you weren't someone who talked to people. Afterwards, if you won, fine. If you lost, horrific. Terrible. I've never seen anybody who was as disappointed in themselves if you didn't get what you went to do. You were terrible. You wore it really badly. Now you're much more mellow. I think
I'm just thinking that right now I slowly start training, probably 50% at table, 60, 70 with the weights, And I'm just thinking, if it is about the age, so I won't be able to be the same person.
I don't think you will.
Okay, so
I don't think you'll be. I think a lot of the standards will be there, but I don't think you would ever compete with that kind of rage again. No, I just don't, mate. I might be wrong. You might get up there and you might be
do you think
an absolutely horrible bastard again. I don't know, but I don't think so. I don't. You've not got the same look in your eye. You've not got the same venom. It was pure.
maybe more experience, more mature way of
Probably.
playing, but so
You may have been better with this headset
I don't.
then. I don't know.
I think my brain was sharper and I was more explosive, more
Oh yeah.
more focused. Right now,
Yeah.
I can't really.
You're never going to move as well as you did when you were young. You're not going to have that kind of venom and speed, but you do have more experience.
That explosiveness was giving me a big advantage.
Big time.
Yeah,
It underpinned you.
But if you look at my, I don't know if you watched my last WAF win in Antalya.
Yeah.
Like
the Viral Dobrin one was pretty.
Yeah, but I was still like I pulled Arthur Makarov, I pulled Viorel, like until I tore my bicep for 2 rounds. Like Arthur is, if you see him, he's like always a good starter as well,
Yes.
But with me, I was able to right away take him from center, and so, but I wasn't so young. I pulled him when I was 47 years old. So when I pulled Mindaugas with the super matches, I beat him 5-0, 5-0, and I was still very explosive. I know you guys are so obsessed about this matchup, but yeah, and yeah, you point in Mindaugas, right? Mindaugas.
There he is.
Are you're watching us, right?
Yeah.
I so much miss kicking your ass. Anyway, so he told me he was gonna beat me with the dead mo. He was gonna just don't give up, and then he made me so angry and also scared. Imagine him doing this, and I told him, I'm gonna hit you as I have never hit anyone before. So I think next time he will be more careful about what he says. Anyway, so
you rate him though, don't you? Quietly.
I'm what?
You do rate him, don't you?
Rate him?
Mindaugas, you like him?
Yeah, I'm Mindaugas fan. Mindaugas is for sure like it's impossible for me to not to respect and like see him so highly, while I know arm wrestling that much.
Yeah.
Like I know arm wrestling that much to understand how great that guy is, but just not great enough.
I want to put you.
I mean, I don't even top roll him. We just put the strap, and then he moves, his wrist gets top roll. I don't even do anything, you know. So there are levels in arm wrestling. He's great, yeah, he's great, but just some special human beings come in every decade. It doesn't have to be the latest. Like Pele, Maradona, you know, the Brazilian Ronaldo. Yeah, so Muhammad Ali, you know,
So I'm going to throw some names in here, right? And some of these I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to put you in awkward positions.
Can I ask you something?
Go.
Am I, in your opinion, can I make top 10 best ever in your opinion, pound for pound?
Well, can you make it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, without doubt, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I just don't know where I am because people says.
Well, it's left. If you look at progression through weight class, success, accolades, both arms, capability, level.
And you were saying something. I just cut you.
Yeah, I wanted to put you in some difficult situations a little bit.
Yeah,
See how you react.
Please, yeah. Right now.
And I'm going to throw into so it's very relaxed.
That's exactly what he needs.
Yeah, yeah. So
when I'm not on mission, I'm relaxed.
where we're going to start? Let's have a think, because I want to go back in time a little bit, and I'm going to throw some names at you, and I want to get your breakdown on them. So we're going to start with an easy one, nice easy one. Dave Patton. Tell me about Dave Patton. What is Dave Patton? What do you think of Dave Patton?
Dave Patton. For sure, one of the best lightweights ever.
What was special about Dave Patton? Where did you see his strengths and weaknesses? You break down athletes a lot. I know you've studied him extensively.
Listen, like, I have so much respect about these athletes that I refuse to talk about their weakness in front of cameras. I will just talk with you one-on-one as two friends.
Okay.
But not front of.
Let's pause there then for a minute.
Okay.
And we'll think about weaknesses. Mindaugas Teresaitis.
Okay.
What about his weaknesses?
Oh yeah, his weaknesses I can talk about it. Yeah, and listen, Dave is probably 15 years older than me. Understand? We grew up by watching these guys. You understand? It is different for me to play with a guy 20 years younger than me than me talking about Dave Patton. You know.
Yeah.
So, and I respect Mindaugas. I just like to tease him. You know. And he teases me as well, and I love it. I think I don't know, but maybe you remember how the build up was, like how we were going back and forth with yeah, and he is a smart guy, not smart enough though, and James is laughing there every time I do a poke on.
If you played Connect 4, you know Connect 4? You have this game?
No.
Do you play chess?
I mean, I played when I was in army. I was bored and was playing, yeah.
A good player?
I mean, at that time I was playing good, but probably 30 years I didn't play. Yeah.
Oh, Mindaugas.
Mindaugas does like a game of chess.
Loves a game of chess.
He's a smart guy. But not smart, you know.
Maybe noughts and crosses. So.
Do you think if you played chess with me, you'd kick his ass at that? Probably.
What's that?
Well, you think you'd kick his ass at chess as well?
Oh, I don't think so, because if he's playing all the time.
Okay.
Listen, until 6-7 years ago, I could multiply 4-digit numbers, 2 4-digit numbers in my head, like 9,835 times 6,754. I could multiply in my head, you understand?
It's very impressive.
Yeah. And
how many can you do?
2 5-digit numbers, I was getting close, but somehow at the end, like last 3-4 numbers I was messing up, but it was just going like something million something. But anyway,
4 numbers is good enough, Engin, I think.
It's not bad, is it?
yeah, yeah. But right now, if you ask me, the other day my wife asked, like I did 3-digit number, 4-digit. I didn't even want to try.
No.
So now, I mean,
I must admit, I top out at 6.
what?
Multiplying 2 6-digit numbers. I find that quite challenging. But I have had some guys on this kind of podcast with me before. Ryan Bowen and RVJ were both on a podcast and told me that we had what was the IQ?
Well,
I think it was 155.
Who was? Who?
Rob was 155 IQ. And
But how do you know?
he told me.
Oh, okay.
Look at this.
He told you.
And Ryan Bowen, guess what he was?
500.
156.
Oh, 156. Okay.
So we've had some smart guys on here before. Nothing like Mendegas.
So if I tell you I have 175,
No, go 157.
157.
Oh,
You gotta go
157.
157.
Oh,
It's the one.
okay. How about Einstein?
What was?
Oh, 153.
Okay.
It was about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back on serious topics. I don't want to lose
please.
the.
Yeah.
Let's get back on serious topics here.
Okay.
So we've done pattern. I want to go the other end of the spectrum. Travis Pageant. Tell me about Travis Pageant. How good was Travis Pageant? Is he overrated, underrated?
No, in his time he was very good. In his time, I just can't compare them with today's arm wrestling.
Why?
Because, like, I know the competition is so deep today, but it's very, very hard for me to compare. Like, I don't think that today there is any 77 kilo like Mindagos. The Mindagos, one of the best today. Mindagos can't beat Arsen Liliev of 77 kilo in his time. No way. I mean, he can't even. I mean, can you imagine Mindagos is holding prime Yoncheski and looking at his face and doing this? No way. No way. So just because the calendar says 2024, it doesn't mean that the best guy of today is the best guy ever.
Oh, you've just given me a great idea.
What's that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fantasy Timeless Matchup with ENGIN TERZI.
Oh, but I can't say. I listen.
Here we go.
You are not listening to me. I said.
Come on.
I know some of them, but I can't know everything. Like I'm 100% sure that Arsen Liliev of his time would beat any guys of today. Like in same weight, no way, nobody's beating him. Do you think that like today's 70 kilo champion, I mean, is the best 70 kilo ever?
As in, who are we saying?
I don't know.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Is the best 70 now?
There is Daniel, there is Azad, there is Alex Gavrashvili from Georgia.
Good,
Do you believe that just because right now the calendar is 2024,
they can beat you at your best, Haji Murat at the best?
Yeah.
Who's the best 70 of all time, Engin? 70 kilo puller, who's the best of all time? Is it you?
I would it sound like stuck up if I say if I am probably one of them?
Not if it's true.
Okay. Yeah.
Why not?
No, I mean,
If John Brzezinski sat there, and I see who's the best 90 kilo puller of all time, who's the best, and he doesn't say him, he's probably a liar. Because he knows it is.
He knows it, but it is probably against his principles.
Principles are a funny thing, though. If you're answering the question honestly,
have you ever seen,
you're on a lie detector test.
I think,
have you
I
ever
think John would say, yeah.
have you ever seen, except Travis, someone who said that is the best ever?
Yeah, cool.
Who's that?
I've seen a number of people who, I mean, obviously Mendegas.
Like for Mindaugas says he's the best ever.
All time.
He says he's the best ever.
Any weight.
It's an average goal. We can have this.
I can tell you minimum of 10 arm wrestlers from past today that would smoke him. Like Cobra, you believe?
Well, it's funny you should say that because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Timeless Fantasy Matchup with ENGIN TERZI. First match. Cobra Rhodes, Prime Cobra Rhodes, when he's at 75 kilos.
And Arsenal, yeah.
And Prime, well, we'll go there in a minute. And Prime Mindaugas Telesatis.
Okay, as long as you don't involve me this.
No, you're answering it, mate.
No, I'm answering, but you don't involve me Prime ENGIN, Prime this. I will answer all of them.
Absolutely under no circumstances is that possible. No.
No, I will not say my opinion except Mindaugas. I would beat the shit out of him. And whenever I do that, I say this, I look at directly to James because James is laughing like crazy. Yeah. But listen, I will tell you something. Did you know that
Just wait a minute, before you go any further, just look at that camera.
Did you know that I tease and joke with people I really like? I really like Mindaugas. Yeah, he's a very likable guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He'll be smiling as well.
Yeah, I know, but listen, deep in us there is something that, there is always a monster, in him too. He just doesn't show so much because he talks like me, right? Not like really, but he is a cold killer, Yeah, cold killer. Not everyone is fire. He is ice. Yeah.
Just a regular go.
Regular goat, yeah. Okay.
So
who's pulling Cobra?
Cobra Rhodes when he's at 75. The best of it,
Mindaugas? I mean,
six rounds with a silver bullet. What's the score?
Joking aside, though.
No, I'm not joking. Deadly serious.
Like, analyse the match, really.
Yeah, for real. Who wins and why?
Okay, why? Cobra Rhodes is a 85, 90 kilo. How to say? Frame, yeah. Guy, his hands and everything. You put them in strap, ready go. 6-0.
Cobra wins 6-0.
Can I ask you something? What do you think? Just don't be like.
Cobra 6-0.
6-0? Okay. Mindaugas, you now see the true face of your friend?
I can't. It is true.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Hard one. The best ever Arsene Liliev at 75 kilos. The best ever Cobra Rhodes at 75 kilos.
Arsene Liliev.
At 75 kilos.
Yeah.
Cobra Rhodes.
Do you not agree with that, Neil?
I got Cobra.
Not me. Just you put them in strap and
I've got
Pinito
Cobra.
in the strap.
Why? Why have you got Cobra?
Better hand control. Can wrestle off the B side well.
I have seen Cobra.
Solid hand. Unbelievably solid hand. Yeah. I've seen him take out hands of guys that I've seen Cobra do unbelievable things with very big, very powerful lads with ease. So
I have no doubt about what I think. Yeah, I think nobody at 75, 77 right now. We have the East versus West. Nobody in the history could beat Arsene Liliev.
Here we go.
Yeah, but if it comes to 80 kilo, then probably Rustam Babaya would hook and beat him. Probably, but not for sure. Not for sure. Yeah.
Right, here we go. Best ever version of you.
No. I said no involvement with me. I'm not gonna say it. Just ask me. So, no.
Why?
No, because I don't want to say I beat the guy. The guy beats me.
Okay, well, tell us how you would fight.
No, I don't want that. Just exclude me, and I will answer you everything you ask.
Okay, we'll let him off. let him off this time. I'll ask him after. No camera.
No.
He'll still be recording on this in my pocket. Actually, it doesn't record.
Sneaky bastard.
I know. It's got to be sneaky, haven't you? See,
Okay.
You know me.
What have you got in your pocket? Bob?
Nothing. I was just going to say that. They're pointing at that. I can't record anything. Or it'd have some very strange moments. But anyway, let's get back to what we're saying. Best ever. Oh. Best ever. David Samusha.
Versus.
Right. Against the best. Let me think. Let's go what we talked about. Gennady Fadzinov.
I mean, only thing I can say that
That's hard, isn't it?
nobody will know the answer because that match is going to stop and that match will be 5 minutes, but we never know because we haven't seen those guys are pushed to their limits, that long, but I would guarantee you that it would be a forever match. It would be a forever match. And
If you had to give a result, who are you going with and why?
Neil, I'm having hard time when the level is really close. I'm having hard time to give certain answer.
I am.
Okay,
Very hard.
you are gonna answer. You said that's what you're saying. You're biting your finger. You can't be so sure.
You have
No.
to base it on not knowing the level, not knowing the peak level.
I believe, and it's not only the Fazino, because 85 kilo Fazino, 85 kilo Fazino,
Oh, it's Mindaugas.
yeah, Mindaugas is, text message.
It would be.
He said he's gonna do that move to me, again. And I can't say that Fazino was the best. He probably was one of the best 80 kilo, but when it says 85 kilo, I have seen Taras beat him in 2002 Europeans, and it was 1-2. Like one time Gennady won, and with a drag hook. If you try to top roll Fazino, you are, I don't want to say, but effed. Yeah. You try to top roll him, his hand and wrist, and I mean, I remember him versus Semerenko pulling like minute, and then foul happens. Semerenko is dying, on the floor, and Fazino goes like, and then comes to the table like this, I don't know. How about Rustam Babayev? Where is Rustam Babayev? Rustam Babayev, just say 2019, say 2009, 8. You remember one time Rustam pulled John?
Yeah.
And then he was here, and then and that Rustam versus Samusha, I believe. Okay, who is more successful as a career, Samusha or Rustam? After how should we judge it?
It's
Because
extremely difficult because you're talking main draw competition versus super match, depth of
but trust
competitor.
me, you're talking about someone that is just was so dominant that people were even at the WAF, they were laying to him, and the guy won 10 more titles in a row, 2002 to 2012, he won all the time, and it's 10 years period. And from other side you have Samusha, also won Worlds, also won Europeans, also won Zloty Tour, and now beating everyone one after another. But when Rustam was competing, nobody was able to stop him. He was not stopped. He was just crushing everyone to the
Who
pad.
came closest?
At the end, Prudnik beat him.
Prudnik
And also
always puts bogey man.
Prudnik gave him a good match 3 years before Prudnik beat him at the Europeans 2010 Moscow. It was like 50 seconds long match. But Rustam winning 10 years Waffles, I think it was incredible.
Right. Highest ever peak level in the following categories then. Highest ever
You didn't
peak
answer
level.
me. Rustam or Samusha?
I got Samusha.
I got Rustam.
Mm.
I think Rustam would even top roll him, but
I think Rustam would get the first two and then get beaten.
Okay, because it is a super match
Yeah.
format. You think Rustam would guess?
Yeah, I think he flashes him
Okay.
twice, then gets beat.
Well, in the tournament, you think Rustam?
Yeah, Rustam's gone through.
Yeah.
But in a super
Okay,
match,
okay, yeah,
I've got Samusha.
That's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is that Rustam's wrist, can you give me
Yeah,
wrist,
yeah.
it was just,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then to beat Samusha, you really need to control. And Rustam was pronator killer, you know. He was not hooking really. He was just also side pressing with the bottom side of his hand, you know. But his wrist was not bending. He was just crushing your pronator, you know. And he also had incredible side pressure.
And explosivity very fast.
Yeah.
So let's go highest peak level ever in the following weight classes. So I think you answered your highest peak level ever, 75. You're going with Liliev.
Yeah, Liliev is there. Yeah, and this, what, 80?
Let's go 80 kilo. Oh, wait a minute. Before we move on, one more all-time fantasy matchup.
Okay.
David Samusha at 85 kilos against the very best Kurt Niazi, the Wolf.
I will
Not
tell you
biased
something.
now.
I mean, no, it's not that.
No, it's a
But
styles thing.
there is like, you don't know him in his prime. His pronator, he would like here, he would just lift a tractor. You know, he was just, you hold him here, he would lift you up from the table. Yeah, he really was very strong. You couldn't go there. And fresh, yeah, Pazino hook him. But
in 2001, Padzinov and Kurt was going on forever.
Pazinov's wrist was not top rollable. But Samusha's wrist is top rollable. And I don't see anyone beating Niazi after he takes the wrist, you know. In his prime, trust me, he was very good. He was really good. But yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Best ever version of Cobra Rhodes
Yeah.
at 75 kilos against best ever version of Svetan Gashevsky.
I think Gashevsky. Yeah, because Gashevsky was able to pull, even he is like this, he still was able to hit that way, you know. You remember in 2005 he beat Arsen Liliev? Yeah, that way. But if we go back to 85 kilo, I think, except John Brzezinski, I think Arsen Liliev was the, because Arsen pulled 85 as well, if you remember. Yeah, but I don't know, like, in my opinion, Arsen would probably beat Samusha.
I don't think so.
You think he wouldn't take his
I
ups?
think same situation. I think he'd crack him a couple of times and then come up short once and it'd be over.
You don't think Arsen is stronger than Aydarhan?
I think he's very similar. I think he may be stronger, but it's not about the strength for me. I think it's about the explosivity. I don't think either one is stronger than David Samusha. If he gets the stop.
I think 85 kilo Rustam would beat 85 kilo Arsen Liliev. Because I think he would hook him. Arsen for many years went 75, and Rustam 80, and then Arsen went 85, not 80. There was a reason for that. Yeah, and he didn't want to risk. But 85 kilo Arsen was also very strong. I don't see anyone beating, like Samusha cannot hook Arsen. There's no way, understand? And if you are saying like this, I don't remember anyone beating Arsen with that wrist.
So here's an interesting one for you.
I've got one I want to throw in here.
Let's go.
Catch weight, 80 kilo.
Right.
Neil Pickup, ENGIN TERZI.
I would kill him. He will say no.
Not close.
He personally told me when he won 85 kilo Worlds, I was 70 kilo. He said, I know I can't beat you with that British accent. I know I can't beat you. But he will probably say...
Never happened, that.
He will probably say the opposite way.
Sneaky bastard.
Forget it.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's
What about-
let's go 90 kilo.
What about this one? best ever version of Andreas Rundstrom. And I think that's at 80 kilos, most likely. Best ever version of Andreas Rundstrom. Best ever version of Svetan Gashevsky.
Gashevsky.
Ooh, easy or hard?
I mean, anyway.
Because they've beaten each other.
The one that Andres won, Gashevsky just let it go because by thinking it was pinned. That's my opinion.
And you got Gashevsky over Cobra.
Yes.
Best ever version.
Yes, I think he is probably the second after Arsene Leo, under 75. In his prime, 2001 or something, when he beat both Maximo and Bondo Kubulov, and can you believe that he beat one of them and the other one, and then the one they come from the loser side, and all of them was like 1 minute, 2 minute long matches.
Yeah.
Gashevsky could hit you like a train, and then if he stopped, then he could pull like a marathon runner. The guy was very, I don't know who also can do, like the Alijan can also be very strong here. But did you realize how many times he
can regather and hit again?
Yeah,
and go,
he hits again, and then he just waits, hits again.
Ridiculous.
And you realize that hits unlocked.
Yes,
you know,
he's really special.
Yeah, and I will have a question for you.
Go.
Let's go a little bit heavier classes.
Okay, one more 85 before we do.
Okay.
Young, 85 kilo John Brzenk against David Samusha. Young, 85 kilo John.
I mean, John was pulling against super heavyweights, you know. I mean, he was like around 90 kilo. He was pulling guys like Richard Lapkus.
When he's at 85, when he's a little lighter, a little depleted.
I know.
Do you think he beats Samusha easy, or do you think it's very tough?
I mean, listen.
Or does Samusha beat him?
Athletes, like from the old school, they know how to finish. Like, you topple Samusha, you are generally, Arsene Belia maybe, strong enough to pin, but you are usually in trouble unless you know how to do the shoulder pressure.
Yeah.
John, I think, would be able to top roll.
Yeah.
And would be able to go back and do the transition with the shoulder pressure. If he had only top roll, I don't think that it would be easy to finish Samusha. I think John has much better genetic than Arsene Liliev has. But I think general power, Arsene Liliev was very strong. Like different times of sport and different times of preparation.
85 kilo Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker, don't ask me. Johnny Walker, don't ask me because
Why?
Because I didn't really see him. Like, you're talking about 70s and 80s, you know. Yeah, and you said it was the last one. Let's go 90 kilo, and I'm gonna ask you, what is Young Germanus' ranking? The best, really powerful Young Germanus.
I don't have him so high.
You don't have him so high.
No.
5?
No, lower. Yeah, lower. Like 90 kilo. I got him lower.
Like when
I think. Yeah,
like
I don't have him so high.
Taras versus Irakli Zirakashvili.
For me,
The best of Taras and best of Irakli. Today is Irakli.
I've got Irakli.
Huh?
Yeah.
Taras was incredible against the hook pullers, but he was top rollable. I remember Artem Klimenko beating him, top rolling him.
Yes.
When he tried to hook Taras just flashed him. And in the final, he twice top rolled Taras. And when John was trying to hook him, usually he was not successful. But even he's losing his wrist with Pronader, he was able to beat Taras. But Taras for sure was one of the best.
Was mega.
Yeah, one of the best.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Best ever, Marcio Barbosa against best ever Iva Quintaras.
I think they are close enough to, like, so I can answer depending on the day. You understand? I
Yes.
think that if they would pull 3-4 years, I would think that sometimes he would win, sometimes the other would win. You know.
Well, that's why I was saying best ever.
Best day.
But I think he's thinking
Yeah.
best ever would be so close.
Yeah.
I kind of tend to
Yeah.
agree.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Depends what
I
they
tend to agree. I think either one could win on a given day. I do think that's pretty accurate. I don't think it's a clear definitive.
Where was Marcio Barbosa compared to Rambet in their best? Also close?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I see these people very close.
Yes.
Very close.
Yeah.
Like Tatachings and these guys.
See, I was talking about this yesterday with Dev, right? So the best ever Ron Bath at 100 kilos, where does he come in now? Or 115. If you put the absolute peak Ron Bath...
The peak Rambet wasn't 115 kilos. He was 100 kilos.
Yeah, but if he comes in now and you put him in the 105, the absolute peak of Ron Bath, how does he do with Oleg Petrenko? In your head? Best ever Ron Bath. Because I think he beats him.
I don't know. Whenever I saw how he beat Dadikan, who beat Tatachings, and how he beat Kadirgala Ongarbev, I don't think that it is like an answer, and I don't think it's an easy answer. Like it could go either way, but Rambet was a wall.
And it's the size.
A wall, yeah.
It's the size, it's the frame. You know how you talked about Cobra?
Yeah.
And the size of athlete that you've got in that weight. That's why I think the weight distribution of Ron Bath before he got his legs actually thickened out a lot when he got older. But his ape index was ridiculous when he was a young man. It's just huge.
He was the best opponent of John Berzink. He in his weight.
The manner in which he dealt with
I think
Ibrahim Ibrahimov.
I think he beat John as someone who is near John's weight category. You know, more than anyone else did.
Definitely.
I'm talking about the prime time John.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so Rambet is really like
Mega.
yeah, for sure mega.
Has there ever been, do you think, a North American athlete then, excluding John, and by that I mean Canadian or USA, who would have beaten or could have beaten David Samusha? Now, if you could take any 85 kilo arm wrestler from North America in history, excluding Brzezinski, so maybe Bill Brzezinski is one. Has there ever been an athlete from North America that could have beaten David Samusha?
Bill was, I think, 90 kilo.
Yeah, I've seen him low as well. I've seen him 85. But
I remember Bill Brzezinski at 96 WAP. He was head to head with Erekle Gurciani.
What a match!
Yeah, it was. They were like this, like the same,
Unbelievable match.
level. Yeah. So, and it was 90 kilo.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like Erekle Gurciani was a big man. So,
Yeah, very
he ended up becoming a super
110,
heavyweight. Yeah, even super heavyweight.
Yes, that's right. He did. He pulled Travis in.
Yeah.
Ottawa on the Pulling John movie. He was in that super.
I mean, 98,
Yeah.
Golden Bear.
Mm-hmm.
He and John Berzink pulled like 25 seconds.
That was a mega match.
Yeah.
Mega.
Yeah, John, I mean, hardly beat him. And he was a big John.
Yes.
Like 230 pounds.
Very thick.
Yeah. And so...
Is it just the Brzezinski brothers?
I will tell you something, Neil. I'm saying again, like, we are not talking about 2,000 years or something. Instead, we are talking about 20, 25 years. I'm telling you, we are like... I'm not even sure if we are generally tougher than we were before. I'm not talking about training information or something like that, but generally as human beings, I don't know if we are tougher than before. You understand?
Yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised Irakli or they gave John that hard match, beating majority of the 115 kilo guys today at the East West.
If you could take...
Like, can you imagine John losing to today's 115 kilo guys in the shape that
You were just gonna.
in the shape that he stopped Alan Karev and
You were just gonna. I was just gonna go. John Brzenk against Reno.
I mean, Alan Karev with 200 kilo body weight, he was all over on John, and John was holding him like this. I mean, how the hell, you know?
Richard Lucas
Yeah, Richard Lucas was
throwing
just,
in on John to hold him.
Yeah, he even injured his shoulder. You know? So people just look at his muscles and look at the size. I mean, if you look at that way, you look at Mindagos, you would just think that you would bet your life that you're gonna beat him. And
Fadzinov.
yeah, Vasilov, just look at his arm, and you wouldn't think that way. So there is something really called joint strength, you know.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Bongard.
yeah,
Look, not physically, like nowhere near the power that he has. Kevin was so strong. Oh my God.
did you know that I pulled him 3 times?
Yeah.
You know.
So, oh yeah.
Really?
Tell him.
No.
Come on.
Anyways, no need. But so I'm just saying that John that day did that to Alan after having 25 seconds match with Erekli Gurciani. So I don't see. I mean, I can't say today's arm masters are like the best is better than best. All I can say that today, 10 best guys compared to yesterday's 2-3 best guys. So you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the best guy would be 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You understand? Like, it doesn't have to be
Hard to think who it is, though, isn't it? If somebody says, "Oh well, an 85 kilo puller," is Paul Lynn the highest that North America have produced in terms of level outside of the Brzenk brothers? Do you think the most recent, or RVJ, or who is it? Who's the guy who at 85 stroke 90 kilos? Who's the guy outside of Brzenk that you rate the highest ever out of North America?
I mean, I don't exactly know where Rustam's shape is compared to his prime, but I'm guessing he's very strong. Yes, he beat Pauline 3-0, but that match was very tough match.
And look at Sasha.
Very tough match, yeah. So I'm just saying, Pauline is like when you saw Irakli beating Paul, you may think that Paul is not that strong. But whenever you see Irakli's other matches, you realize that it has nothing to do with Paul, because Irakli is very good. The way he beat Prudnik, the way he beat just Tautiev, the way he beat Krasimir. So my opinion is that yes, Pauline is a very dangerous guy, very explosive, and he was usually all about the explosive starts. But at the Rustam match, he also pulled very long time effectively. You know.
Let's think of your short list of top North Americans. Would Craig Touye be in it?
Yeah, for sure.
Peak of Craig Touye. Would RVJ?
I mean, I think RVJ
beat Craig Touye.
Yeah. But can I ask you something? Do you think that today's Craig Tuller would beat the Craig Tuller of the WL? Or
No.
No?
No.
Oh, today is dominating everyone. Yeah. So
I think he was dominating everyone then, apart from a couple of guys, and they changed weight class.
yeah.
One of them was RVJ, the other was Todzilla.
And then, what do you think about the Nugo versus Rob match then?
I think Nugo is unbelievably strong.
And then, what do you think about?
I think Nugo just demonstrated. Ogajan is beast.
No,
Ogajan is not back to his best, but he's a beast.
No. Yeah, it's 2-3 months training. He came. I think it was a mistake. But then, where do you think Petro Marharin is?
I think Nugo beats him now.
Petro Marharin also came with 2-3 months preparation when he pulled Nugo.
I think Nugo is really, really working hard. And I think speaking to David Aribulli this weekend, about Nugo and the rest of the Georgian team. Spoke to Bet Killy briefly, spoke to Irakli briefly. All rate Nugo very, very highly. I think Nugo is working very hard, and I think he's going to be tough to beat. Yeah. There's not many guys that you see beating him, is there?
I mean, he must be around top 5 somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But I wouldn't be sure he's beating Marharind. Marharind is the guy that beat Revas, who came and beat him. He beat John
So here's one for you on the old styles make matches thing.
But he was beating everyone almost.
At 105 kilo, does Matt Mask have any chance against Oleg Petrenko?
You are asking organizer this kind of questions. You know, I mean,
hard, isn't it? I said I'd try and put you some curveballs in. That's one.
Yeah, you are trying to harm my relationship with athletes.
No.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
bastard.
Sneaky bastard. It's true though, isn't it?
You answer.
I think he might give him problems. For real. I think there's other guys that probably beat Matt easier. That give Matt more.
Because
at the same weight.
Because
of just the style.
Because Petrenko is dependent on his cup, and then Matt Mask hand is big enough and he's tricky enough to maybe crack that.
Yes, he's a giant and he's very, very hard to contain.
But do you realize that even when Devon took everything, he struggled to finish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm afraid that maybe
Petrenko can drive through him,
yeah, like maybe with the dead wrist, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting match, that.
I agree.
Very, very interesting match stylistically. What about Nugo versus Todd Hutchins?
Nugo, yeah, it would be a great match.
God, what?
It would be a great match, yeah.
That's an amazing match.
And I think we need to set it. We need to set that one.
You think that's coming? Is that in your immediate plans?
Listen, there are so many matchup possibilities that, I mean, yes, I would set it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there is also Iraq.
Are we allowed to ask you some questions about who matches that we might expect coming? Because look, one of the ones that I wanted to speak about is Devon.
Yeah.
Just because Dev, if you're watching this, mate, forgive me, but the 105 class, I think there's guys that give you more trouble, but I don't see anybody doing anything. 115, yeah, fine.
Some questions ask me when we are privately talking.
Well, here's a question that doesn't put you on any spot really, but has anybody asked for the Devon match?
Athletes?
Yes.
I don't think that there is any athlete from 105
who
will ask that match.
No.
I mean, if I were them, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's totally up to them.
But Devon now maybe, I mean, he said, I might have to go bigger. So 115, everybody would be thinking 115, and Dev's probably thinking 115, right? But
I mean, if Devon decides to put 115, we know who the opponent is after Saturday.
It's Reno, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I mean, you can't really tell Devon, who won 5 world titles, 3 in the super heavyweights.
It's got to be Reno.
1 in 105, 1 in 50. You can't tell that you need to do. I mean, if Ibrahim Sago is and Reno is pulling for title, I mean, Devon, I mean, for sure. I mean, he gets direct world title.
Well, even if you ask the current world champion, even if you ask Reno, who
No, I'm not gonna ask anyone like that because, I mean, you're champion. You need to defend your title. I mean, if you're best, whoever I'm putting, you need to face.
Yes.
The same as Petrenko had to face Devon. So now Reno needs to deal with it and prove that he really deserves that belt.
Yeah.
And then if he wins, yeah, he deserves it. If not, okay, so far he's deserving for sure. But he needs to pull the best challenger and then see where he is at. And then I think Devon's next match will be Reno Masic, And then I think Devon should go to super heavyweights.
Yeah, now there's so many matches in the supers that are
super
so
heavyweight,
exciting.
Yeah, and then I think
God.
he should go. And
You know, one that never happened. That there was always loads of internet, stuff being posted on, and we never saw it. What about Kadetcha against Devon? Is that something that is interesting for Devon, for yourself? Because I know that there was a lot of posted videos.
It would be. Listen, Jerry beat Alex, but it was the worst possible matchup. And I reminded people that there was Ongarbev and Krasimir matches when they beat Alex with dead wrist. People thought that now is different Kurdecha. And that may be true, it's different Kurdecha, but like Jerry is the best of this.
Jerry's dangerous.
Yeah. So what I just say that just because Jerry beats Alex like that, it doesn't mean that other guys are gonna beat Alex like that either. You understand? And like especially hooking him, toppling him is not that easy, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in my opinion, Devon versus Alex would be a very good match. But I can't dictate this to Devon.
No.
Understand?
And
If Devon was the champion, Devon would have to pull whoever I'm setting him against. Whoever. He could just say his opinion. He can convince me to pull someone else. But if Devon is not the champion, and if he's not ready to pull the champion, which is Levan Saginashvili, so I think that he should be the one that is choosing the match, unless it doesn't make sense or something. You understand? Like I don't want, like I would say my opinion. You know, it needs to be a match that people would like to see. You understand? It is. So we need to come to a point
and
that
it needs to be a match that has the potential to be a match.
Yeah, and also people would like to see that.
Who do you believe is the more? Who would you like to see Devon pull personally? Forget your East versus West.
It depends which Devon. Listen. Whenever I set matches to, there are young kids around, and they are, as long as they are not injured, you know their shape. You understand? But there are older guys.
Yeah.
Their shape is changing. They're old. They're injured sometimes. You understand? Including myself.
I get it.
So what I'm just saying that which Devon? I would ask him if Devon says I am at my best ever. I would like to see him against Vital Laletin. But if he's in the shape that he pulled Levan, or even in better shape, I would like to see him versus Vitaly Laletin. It's very interesting because now he's gonna pull against someone who is even taller than him.
Yeah, probably the hardest.
But don't you think that it is criminal for Devon and Laletin to never pull and finish their career? It's criminal, and we know that Devon is not getting younger. So, not in 2 years, but in next 1 year, I think that match needs to happen.
Yeah.
Devon is a dangerous guy. There are guys that Devon, in my opinion, I'm not gonna mention him, but for sure would beat. There are guys, in my opinion, and there are guys who has chance to beat Devon, and there are guys that Devon may be a little underdog. I think Vital Laletin is one of them. I'm not saying heavily, but I would just say 52-48, 51-49. Yeah, but I can say who are head to head. It would be having a chance, and I think that there are for sure two guys that Devon would be underdog against. One is Levan and one is Laletin, and he pulled Levan twice, and I think that if Devon is ready after Reno match, that is the match that I would like to set.
Mm.
Yeah.
It makes a great deal of sense.
Yeah, and also people don't know about it, but in his good days, Devon's left arm was very good. So
With his training.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing something is coming back. Maybe not peak yet, but he is on that way. So he also will be dangerous for almost anyone. Like I would like to see Matushenko versus Leon left arm. I would like to see that match.
Yeah.
One almost top rollable guy versus one unhookable guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of believe Devon will dive down, and then probably referee will call him foul for Umaris bomb in down angle. But it doesn't have to be that way. He can still pull above, and I'm just curious if Matushenko can control or no. I realize one thing, that Matushenko also has a bit more outside now. When he pulled David Arabuli, he actually really went like out. So I'm just thinking Matushenko going like this and Devon doing this, and then can Matushenko switch to outside? Probably without strap, but in strap. I think, but it would be a very good match.
Yeah.
And how about Alijan versus Devon?
We talked about that last night. Didn't we?
Okay, who's winning?
I think Alijan starts as favourite on the left arm for me.
Yeah.
So Devon would be
Right now.
too slow.
I think it would be. I think it would be difficult for him to get to the sticky point because Alijan is unbelievably explosive.
How do you see Alijan's table IQ?
Just before we go any further, I'll tell you I think it's a difficult match for Alijan. Camille.
I don't know.
Stylistically, I think that's a tough match.
The guy is not going that way. The guy is just dominating your tornado. So.
Yes, I know.
But
it's the speed thing.
Camille is
he
also...
utilises speed to do it, and he's unbelievably explosive. And I think Camille is unbelievably explosive, and I'd love to see that match.
Yeah, but
I think that's
Camille
match.
is not explosive this way.
You know, we talk about...
Camille is explosive this way.
Yes.
But Alijan will put him in this position, and they will be in hook. I'm not saying that Alijan will beat him in hook, because Camille's special left hook is also very good. Mm-hmm. So I think it would be a good match. I don't
match.
believe that Alijan will allow Camille to do shoulder pressure. I don't believe so.
I don't know whether he can stop him.
Listen, I mean, the guys who has strong supinator and side pressure are the ones, like, listen, Camille's pronator is not Devon's pronator. I mean, I don't see any reason his pronator not being this. People just don't want to go there. People want to go out, and then he presses. If Alijan goes out, Camille is gonna crush him, but Alijan is not gonna go there.
But Alijan also doesn't have the leverage that Latin has.
He's not gonna go outside. He doesn't.
No, he's gonna go. He thinks he's gonna go through him. I don't think he can.
What's that?
To get on top of him.
Top?
No, for Camille to get on top. You think he'll just get pulled out straight away?
I don't.
I don't know. Listen, you say Camille is strong, but I'm telling you, he's strong in this move.
Yeah.
I don't remember him doing something like this way, but I believe that Camille will be the one who is faster. Sorry, Alijan will be the one who is faster.
That's where the nuance is. Who's the fastest?
Yeah. But I have no doubt Alijan is faster, but is Alijan stronger? I mean, and if he's strong, how strong he is. So I would like to see that match. Camille versus Alijan. Very good match. Very good match. Yeah. Matushenko versus Devon is also a very good match. Yeah. Yeah. We need
Camille Alijan is one of the most exciting matches out there, in my opinion. I think it's because for me, both men can finish the other, and both men are blisteringly quick. And Camille on the left arm is much more confident. much more, and he hits with absolute obsessive direction, and I think he's deathly
He would
dangerous,
have to.
and I think he's getting better.
I would like to see also Matushenko versus Kamil left arm.
Left-handed, yeah, another good one.
Right arm, he was
Great match.
yeah.
Very different arm for Camille. The left.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I mean, just give me. You want to talk about something else?
you know, if we get going, mate, we'll be here for a lot longer than any 20 minutes. I know we've got to wrap things up soon, but what I would like to do is every time we do an East versus West, we should do this more often because I could do this more. You know, I mean,
Yeah, after the event I'm more
Yeah.
relaxed and exhausted, you know. But before the event, I can't even concentrate.
no,
Yeah, because I have a lot of things to do. I even forget things, and I will be sitting here. My mind would be like, I should be there now. I
Yep.
should be doing this now. You understand?
100%.
We understand more than most.
What's that?
We understand that more than most.
Yeah. So, but after this 2-3 days, you know, yeah,
Let your brain relax, mate.
I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm not doing bad right now. Yeah.
So, Engin, thank you for taking the time out, mate, and thank you for everything with East versus West. It's
Thank you
They're
for
amazing
being part of
events.
it. Also, James, thank you for being our guest and doing all this. And thank you for your service and the way that you like to serve arm wrestling community. And also, like, you are not replaceable. You are one of those guys.
Thank you, mate. I think there's no sport that I prefer to work within than arm wrestling. I think these are special times.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think they're special times. I think arm wrestling is in the ascendancy. And I think at the moment, the events that we're seeing here from East versus West are spearheading that. They're creating, I mean, just in the last few minutes, we've been talking about fantasy matchups that are no longer fantasy. They're excited and they're now. And they're coming. They're coming
They are
thick and
coming, and
fast.
there are many of them. Because more you give opportunity to the athletes,
Yes.
more they are getting involved, and more they are becoming famous, and people are curious.
And the narrative of future matchups is made by what we see, what comes from these, and it's a fascinating
Every
time.
event is type of qualification
Yes.
for the next one.
And
But we can't only give matches to the winners, you know. We need to also still maybe one event they rest, but next event we need to give the athletes, like I think Rustam is waiting for a match. Right?
That's one of the biggest problems, isn't it? Juggling all the talent and
Yeah, I mean, if I was
Optimizing.
doing one event a month, and then it would be good that I would set a lot of matches without feeling guilty that I didn't give match to that guy.
yeah.
Because I know that they are watching and they are like, I wish I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I will be there someday, and I feel like I need to give them that opportunity. Of course, I cannot help them. They need to show, you know, how good they are,
Yeah.
and then it's up to them how to use that opportunity. But there are many athletes that they deserve that opportunity, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when I can't really give them, I feel guilty. I wish what we are doing would be even bigger, so that I could satisfy all the elite athletes, you know, match needs, you know. The guy, I don't want to say names, but the guys, I think you just give him like this Dan Agustino, they just won the world title. Probably last 2 years, he's like, he asked me, Uncle Engin, this is Uncle Engin, please give me a match. Uncle Engin, give me a match. I want to prove myself. Uncle Engin. And now he got his opportunity and he won the world title. And I know he's happy because he right now reached the highest place in arm wrestling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, so all together, we made like something, there's a dream for many too. And this is what I'm saying, that an athlete already the best, but he's a bit satisfied. That doesn't excite me. What excites me is the athlete who is burning to prove himself
Yeah.
with the like has goals, like
Yeah.
I want to do that.
And
Whenever
you're
I look
very
at,
familiar with that feeling yourself, because that
Yes,
was the
it
guy
was
we
me.
spoke about earlier.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was me.
Pure.
Yeah, and because that's me. So whenever I see the same passion,
It excites you.
yeah, they are like, let me prove myself, and I'm like, it is sin to not to give this. Of course, not to everyone. On the paper, he needs to be someone who proved himself to deserve that. Yeah.
So before we let you go,
Yeah.
last question.
Last question.
It seems like every time we do this, right,
Chat.
we go better. I mean,
Better card.
ridiculous. This one was. I think you thought this was the best one you've done.
Okay.
16. How far are you along? Don't be smiling, you sneaky bastard. How far along are you with 16?
About
And
making the card,
yeah, because I know you're doing it.
except Michael versus Hermes match, 0. Do you know
For
why?
real? Go on.
For real. Do you know why?
No.
Because it is most likely gonna be in North America, and I do not exactly know which athletes will get visa
Okay.
and not. Because I would like to do, if I have open buffet,
Yep.
yeah, it's okay. But when I don't know who's gonna get visa, who's not, then I do not know what to set.
Okay.
Should I set matches with the athletes who for sure can get visa from mostly Western Europe, or athletes that already has American visa, or should I wait and then see which athletes are getting visa?
Yeah.
For Istanbul is no problem. There is no restriction all over the world. People can come. But when you say America,
Change.
it
Yeah.
changes. So I really need to talk with
But
Rob.
the plan would still be that you will do an event in Istanbul each year. At least one. Yeah.
Next year, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no. It is how we
Depends.
agreed, but there are some things that I can only talk with you when we are one-on-one. And but yeah, it is.
So let's ask it another way. In 2025, do you believe that you can do a card which is better than this?
The question
'Cause this is
is
a good
a
one.
very good question, and I answered this question before you ask. I answered this question when I was in the venue and watching East vs. 15 live, and I told the guys, and I said, every time people says, Engin, you cannot do better than this one, and I have done it better, and this is for sure, no doubt, is the best one. But I don't think I can do better than this one, and this is the first time I'm saying. But you never know. Do you know why you never know? Because when you have an event every time, you are getting more and more best of the best, best of the best, best of the. Like, who can say that Irakli versus Tatachin's match is less than Kanai versus Tatachin's match? You understand?
Yep.
Who can say that Alijan versus Kamil match will not be exciting? Or Devon versus Ivan Matushenko? You understand?
Yeah.
Or a revenge match of Aydarkhan versus Samusha.
I think the pinnacle would be if you. It's what the purist in you, and the perception, the public perception, is there. Could there be, as people's knowledge of the arm wrestlers, knowledge of the characters, the people that resonate with them, the athletes they want to see most, more of them in one place at one time? You never know. People may get more excited about the cards as they grow, even if it doesn't appeal to the purist as much. Maybe it appeals to the fans more.
I think it is inevitable that the things will get better and better and better. But whenever you see an event like East vs. 15, you're like, I haven't seen anything better than this.
It's mega.
And then you are saying, like, can there be any better than this? Until it's proven, I will say it is very, very hard. But I think even I cannot understand right now.
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable. Inevitable means that it will only progress. And when you set an event with more progress level of arm wrestling, how can that not be better? Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, as you said, Jurassic Park, and like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I was thinking, oh, I have good chance, if I really get in the shape that, which ones, and now I start to think that it is like human beings are really, really pushing their limits,
Yeah.
and it is reaching to a scary level,
Yeah.
and Devon especially to win super heavyweight belt, and light heavyweight belts in this era just proves that he's really, really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah, really, really good. Yeah. I mean, it's impossible to deny. Like some people think that I see some comments. I find them so stupid. Stupid that like Engin is jealous of Devon, doesn't want him to be successful or something. It's stupid. I myself have been an arm master, and I know that there is no difference between sweat of Oleg Petrenko and sweat of Devon or sweat of this athlete or this athlete. As an organizer, if Devon is winning, it's better for me. You understand? If I look at it from the business point perspective, you understand? But that Engin is not that guy. Engin is the pure arm wrestling, and I am responsible to make sure that everything goes fair and square. And at the rules meeting, I also talk especially with Reno and Sagov about their shoulders and everything else, because that was a very risky match, And as we saw that it was a very close match. So what I will just say, me organizing this event, all I care is that I don't care who's winning. Everything is fair and square. It doesn't matter about who. But to claim that they want to lose, it's stupid, You understand?
Yes.
Do I like how Devon humiliates his opponents? I don't like it. But if I am an organizer, I hate it when he did that to Devon in 2008. Yeah. But
So when Devon did this to John,
yeah. To John, at Armours, But it is arm wrestling fan engine. As an organizer, as long as what he's doing is not against the rules. So I get involved only when the things are about the rules. But I would not want this from him only, but I would ask from everyone. You understand? It doesn't mean that I want him to lose or something. People really should stop being stupid, You understand? I believe he is great. Winning, listen, arm wrestling has never been as hard as today. This is so hard era. Very hard era, Very hard to win. And if this guy at the age of 49 today winning 105 world title against Petrenko, who beat Tadikian and Ongarbayev in a dominant way, who beat in heavyweight Prudnik, who beat Hermes, Denis Siplenko, Georgi Svetko in super heavyweight, and then he won 5 world titles in 3 different weight categories. I mean, nobody can deny. I mean, you need to be really either blind or dumb or something. You know, it's incredible. The guy is extraordinary athlete. You know, so just because you wanted things to be like according to the rules, I'm not saying, I'm not pointing anyone, you know, right now, but it doesn't mean that you don't think that he's doing great. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just thinking. I think he's the second best to John. Yeah. I mean, you understand?
Yes.
So how can I be jealous of him? Why would I be jealous of him? You know, he's good, he's great. But my position is different right now. You understand?
Yeah.
I want to make sure that every athlete feels that they are treated fairly.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all. And Devon doesn't need anything outside the rules. He's so good. You understand? He's good. He doesn't need it.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's mega.
Yeah, he's mega. Yeah. I mean, just come on. Petrenko, he says he's 10% better than when he beat Ongarbe, and then you beating him like this. I mean, we can't even find him opponent, you know, there.
Yeah.
We can't find opponent for Levan in super weight. If I just put Hermes or Laletin, we know that they will give him some tough time. I'm not saying they would be favorites, but I mean, who's going to be down at 105? I shouldn't say this as an organizer, but I don't even think that any athlete would really want that right now.
No.
Yeah, unless they are one head above, you know, Petrenko. Understand?
I actually think there are a couple of guys that are more problematic for Devon stylistically in the weight class than Petrenko is, but I don't think either one has a chance to beat him. Yeah, I think they're more difficult, more challenging for him stylistically, but he would still murder them. If you want, I think he just beats them easy. I
mean, yeah.
I don't think anybody in 105 can touch him.
He looks like a super heavyweight. He's
he's a giant, and he's very proficient, and he's very awkward.
He was 170 kilo.
And I've seen other things from him this weekend, as have you, that just, if you chart what Devon did here in Turkey this weekend with the nuance of what I know and I saw him do, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but again, just because I think he's a great arm master, it doesn't mean that, like, I find everything right.
Yeah.
But people's problem, especially some of the fans' problem, is that they need to go either black or white.
It's mostly grey.
I mean, you are 50 years old. You can't see the world like this.
No.
I look at you, Neil, you know, this, you're doing great, but this, ENGIN, this, you're doing great, but this. You understand? That is how it is, you know.
Of course.
Like, I mean, nobody's God or something,
No.
you know, yeah. So you can't be really, like, that. Those people, I don't understand. They are like, I mean, they create a world for themselves that they are for this guy to the death, you know. The life
regardless of any nuance.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Like, and it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I mean, we all have wrong sides. We all have mistakes. You know, it is not only about Devon. There are a lot about me too. I mean, if we just talk about here, I can talk at least 15 minutes about my faults. You understand, as well. But
more about Mindaugas is.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah. Mindaugas, yeah. Mindaugas, yeah. I mean, every time I see him, the guy is just beating those guys top row, and I was like, how the hell is it possible? This guy is just beating these guys, you know? Because I felt him, you know. And either he's paying those opponents to act and lose, or there is something I don't know. He's paying the money, right, to lose against him.
It's regular goal.
Regular growth. Yeah, yeah.
Just a regular goal.
Maybe have you considered maybe he pities you?
He?
Maybe he pities you.
He pisses me.
Pities. He
Feels pity.
he feels pity for you, so he lets you win. Maybe.
Oh, Mindagos feels pity for me.
Yeah. So he lets you win.
It's not what he said.
Maybe he's thinking of you. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
I think, all those 12 times.
Yeah, all the time.
And then now.
How many times?
12.
12.
And
What's the score?
12 too, but his wins are by fouls and things like that. And winners.
So it's 12. Whoa! His wins are by fouls.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, and so you guys want me to pull him at arm wars because he again wants to make me
He
feel
wants to
good.
see you.
Yeah, I asked for the match.
He wants me to. So he is asking the match.
Yep.
To lose against me.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was something serious. Anyways, so maybe we do against someone that has serious intention. Instead of someone who is willing to lose against me. Yeah. I don't want that kind of weak-minded people. I want like someone like
Warriors.
So he has to prove to you that he's coming to fight, and then we can put the match on.
I think he always did that, but you like to bullshit James, So you are looking for excuses for your friends. Obviously, he came and pulled at the armor so many times that you feel like you need to defend your guy. You know that I beat the shit out of him 12 times. And yeah, I understand now. I couldn't understand some of the fans, when they are out of logic. And now when James said that thing,
No, but I was only saying, because you said you didn't understand how he's beating all these other very, very good pullers.
I understand, but it doesn't mean that he lost against me intentionally, because whenever I hit him, I don't know. He said all kind of things before our match. He was gonna dead move. He's like, please don't quit and things like that. I realized he was copying probably Devon and about the don't quit things. The only thing is that Devon never had ENGIN TERZI in his size. So that is the moment that Mindagos realized that I am not one of the guys that
Shrivel inside.
like he's seen around. When a hit comes like like a bus hitting him, his arm. Yeah.
12 times.
And
Next time we come back to East versus West in Istanbul, 43
43
centimeters.
warm.
Warm.
Now 38 and a half. And the best was 41 cold and 43 warm. 41 cold, 43.
That was the Dobrin match, yeah? Viral Dobrin.
No, I think it was around that time, and maybe.
So here's a question for you.
Okay.
If you could set how you would be remembered in arm wrestling, with what you've achieved now in East versus West and what you achieved as an arm wrestler, what is your preference?
Oh, which one?
Yeah, would you prefer people, if your legacy to be
I think
about organizer?
I think I would want it. I would want to be remembered with everything I have done. I wouldn't want to be
Wouldn't want to separate.
Not only because of separate, but because I mean, if I have trained more than 10 WAF champions, and if I have won double-digit number world titles in senior category, and if I have organized some of the best events in the history, why would I have to choose like how to? I think that what makes me, you know, special would be
What weight there?
probably 90 kilo. What would be like maybe not special? I shouldn't say such thing. It sounds like
No, it's not.
But what would make me maybe unique?
Mhm.
That would be that because there are not many that has trained more than 10 WAF world champions
Mhm.
and himself becoming more than 10 times WAF champion
Yeah.
and then also organizing this level of events. So that is, I
And
think,
by not many, none.
that is none.
None.
Well, there is not, is
Yeah. So that is why I would like to be remembered as I am, as I did all of this.
Do you eat ice cream, Engin?
Huh?
Do you eat ice cream?
Am I eating ice cream?
Mhm.
Not since summer. I should.
Shall we go and get one?
Let's go.
Let's
Outside.
fucking go. We go get an ice cream. They'll do it down here, won't they?
Where?
Just in the restaurant. Get ice cream and a
You want to
drink.
go to a restaurant? And I will
Should we have ice
you
cream?
guys, yeah? Yeah? I mean, all food, whatever. Are you guys hungry? Let's eat.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go get an ice cream.
Oh, we are still recording.
Bet your ass.